Welcome back to another edition of the Toyverse, folks. I am Bobo Mac, and today we're knocking out another DC Bombshells designer series from DC Collectibles. This time on the chopping block, we got Katana. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this figure. I think it looks fantastic. It is lacking in several key areas, but let's go ahead and talk about sculpting while I have her in my hands. Bring her in very closely here. Extreme close-up. I love the head sculpt. That is definitely a plus. The sculpting on this thing overall is a plus. I love the paint job. I love the design of the hair. I even love this back piece right here. That's all sculpted very nice. You move onward to the body of the figure. The dress looks very good. I like the gold trim throughout, the black, the muted red here. The shoulder piece right here is done very nice. We bring it around to the back. She's got this nice bow. And we take it down to the front. And I appreciate this nice little detail here of a dress that's been tattered and torn. That way she can go ahead and kick butt and take names, if you know what I mean. And the gold trim pretty much throughout is very nice. I got a little bit right here. The only other major paint issue, if you will, is this black ugly mark on her thigh. But if you use your imagination, it could be a beauty mark or anything else, really. Her feet are done very nicely. They are sculpted pretty good. And then the sandal piece looks to be a separate sculpt. So that's very cool. And I love how they have it wrapped around the foot here. Just looks very nice. No complaints whatsoever in this department. So moving forward on with the figure, let's talk about articulation. The head can go up and down, side to side, and spin 360, doing that exorcist thing. No problem there. A lot of range of motion and great for toy expressions if you're into toy photography. And in terms of the arms, they go out about that much. Bring it back down, spin around. You got the bicep cut, double jointed elbows, which is always appreciated on a female figure. We also have a swivel and hinge at the hand. And same thing on the other side. Now, the body is what really makes these things stand out. You got the diaphragm joint at the top that goes forwards and back, side to side, which is always cool. Mine's a little loose, but I don't know if that's a common issue throughout. Actually, take that back. I know it's not a common issue, and I'll explain why here in a moment. In terms of the lower body, we have these icon-style legs. They're on a hinge system. Mine don't work the best, but you can kick them forward. You can get them to go back. I have some chafing here. The plastic's chipping away. I'm either not doing it right or it's just really stiff. Not a true thigh cut, if you will. The ball peg allows for some motion on that. You do get double jointed knees, which is very nice. And the feet. Now, this is what I was talking about just a few seconds ago. I've had to send this figure back 3 times from Amazon because the hinge is on the leg, or on the foot, if you will, keep breaking. They're very brittle. It's something to note, and I feel it's important to say note because I've had 3 chances with this thing now, and I keep having issues with it. Thank God I didn't buy this from a comic shop, and I had to try to chase down DC Collectibles for it. Thank God for Amazon's return policy for allowing me to get a figure of this nature. This was a birthday gift, so that's where it really comes into play here. Now, she does have a rocker, and like I said, she has a hinge that goes up and down. A rocker works okay. You can sort of make it work. I just haven't found any good uses for it. It may be because I suck at using lower leg articulation. I'm not really sure, but it is something to point out, and I wanted to let you guys know. So overall, really good range of motion. You're going to have fun posing her as long as her foot doesn't break like mine. With that being said, let's talk about the accessory. And note the key word there, accessory, because she only has one. And that's the sword here that won't zoom in on my camera. Sword. Very basic sword, nothing to really write home about. The design's simple enough, and it does fit in both her hands. Now, to take that back out here, let's focus back in on the figure here. Work with me. Here's the big problem, and I pointed this out in the Hot Girl review. This figure suffers from a lack of accessories, especially in the hands. We were so spoiled with that Series 1 set that when they cut back this set and only gave us her 2 hands, it just really affects the figure. I really appreciated those extra accessories because it allowed for different posing options. And now that they've been taken away, it's like, okay, you let me try the piece of the cake, but then you said, nah, you don't have to have any more of it. So it's just very disappointing. And at the price point they're at, I don't know if it warrants not having it there. Actually, I'll be frank with you guys. It outright sucks. And I don't know what's going on with DC Collectibles. You hear all these rumors about, you know, cost cutting and penny pinchers and stuff, and it's just a disappointment on that side. If they're true, shame on you. If they're not, then I apologize. But, you know, that's pretty much going to cover the basics of this figure. Let's do a size comparison and call it a day. Alright guys, for our size comparison, obviously we got Katana in the middle. We have Hawk Girl to her left and Luther to her right. And, the Multiverse line obviously is smaller, so they don't fit in. I just wanted to show you that for comparison's sake. But the DC Bombshell line looks very good next to one another. And, you know, I am happy to own it. I am happy that it's around. I just really hope it continues because it seems like collectors are on the fence with this line. I'm not sure why. I could see why with Series 2, but the sculpts are really great. The articulation overall is pretty good. And I really hope this line continues. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it. So if you get the chance, if you like this line, go support it. They make great display pieces and they are fun to take pictures of. I have a whole bunch of links in the description below. A place where you can pick this up for a good price. Also, this wonderful backdrop from Extreme Dash Sets. You got undercovercapes.com for all your geekiness in the podcast verse. And head over to Instagram at Toy Lover Crew as well. Guys, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever you feel, both positively and negatively. And stay tuned at the end for the slideshow. And until next time, great googly moogly.